Hi, everybody, and welcome to Facebook Friday. I am so glad you guys are here today. Thank you so much. I know I'm a little delayed, so thank you for your patience with my little technical hiccup there. But we're here now, and we're ready to stamp. So I'm going to be making a fall card today with autumn leaves, and we'll talk more about that here in a moment. So welcome. It is so nice to see you. I see some folks are joining. Hello, hello. So whether you're watching this live or whether you're watching the replay over on YouTube or Facebook, I would love for you to just leave a comment, say hi, let me know where you're watching from. Let me go ahead and I'm going to introduce myself and we're going to go ahead and get started. So I am Anne Marie Heil. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in San Antonio, Texas, and you can find me on my blog at stampandann.com. I go live every Friday at 4-ish p.m. It's a little bit more on the ish today, but normally right on time. But I go live at Fridays at 4 p.m. Central here on Facebook. And if you miss the live on Fridays, I always post the replay on YouTube on Saturday. So I want to go ahead and welcome you to some crafting fun today. So here's what we're going to do. I have some prizes from last week. I just have a couple quick things to tell you today, and then we're going to go ahead and get crafting today with autumn leaves. So I have a fun fall card. Hi Joyce, hi Nicole, hi Mary Alice. I just want to say hi real quick. And if I missed some of your comments at the start of this video, I will go back and say hi to you. It's a little chaotic start today. Okay, so in the description of the video, whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, there's going to be a bunch of links to a bunch of different things. All my social media is there, some events that I have coming up. I have my club coming up, registration open for the month right now. And then I have an online event coming up on the 20th and 21st of October, and I can't believe it's already almost October. So that is coming up pretty quickly. That is the Maker's Mojo Creative Escape. It's on October 21st and 22nd. It is a day and a half of crafting fun. There are 5 demonstrators, 10 presentations, and if you're looking for all kinds of creative inspiration, it is tons of fun. We do great demonstrations and lots of creative inspiration, and then there's a chance at the end of the event for you to share your projects in the albums with what you learned at the event. So it is tons of fun. There will be more information popping up here on the Stampin' Ann Facebook page this week, so stay tuned for that. There is a link to register if you've ever attended the event before and you know you want to register. The link to register is posted here in the description of the video. But registration is open right now for that, and that is October 21st and 22nd. Now, if you can't make the event live, don't worry. Everything is recorded for you. We do it in a Facebook group, and if you're not on Facebook or just prefer to watch on YouTube, at the end of that event, we actually it'll all be posted on YouTube, so you can catch the replays at your leisure as well. Okay, so real quick, I'm getting off topic. Oh my gosh, Carol's so cute. She said, we just got back from camping. I told my husband we had to be back by 2 your time. You're on the West Coast, Carol, so she could watch Stampin' Ann. You're so sweet, Carol. I'm so glad, and I hope you had a fun camping trip. Hi, Katie. Hi, Linda. All right, nice to see y'all. Okay, so here's a host code. I do have this host code open right now. If you do need to pick up any Stampin' Up! Supplies, I'd be happy to help you out with that. You can find the link to shop in the description of the video or over at stampandann.com. If you use the host code, you'll get some extra goodies from me. Speaking of which, thank you so much to everyone. I had an ordering special last week for everybody who shopped through Monday at midnight with the host code that I provided. You got a make and take kit. And these are the make and take cards. So I sent you all the materials to create these cards with the pick of the patch. You just need the stamps, ink, and adhesives, but everything else I had coming to you. So these make and take kits went out. When? When did they go out? This week is a blur. I think they went out Thursday morning. First thing Thursday morning. And if you're a club member, your make and takes will be in your club kit as well. So they're going to come to you just like this. So you can see you have all the materials. Everything's in the envelope. I have a little thank you tag in there for you. But all the materials you needed to create those. I am excited to tell you guys that I am going to be starting up make and take kits in the month of October again. So be on the lookout for those. So those will be with a minimum order. I will send you these as a free gift. So stay tuned. There's going to be more information coming about make and take kits. That's something new I'm starting in October. Again, I used to do them. I'm going back to them. So let me turn this light on. And I do want to let you guys know that whatever project we make today, I actually share a project sheet exclusive to my email subscribers on Saturday. So if you love what we make here on Facebook Friday, on Saturday afternoon, I send out my email newsletter to my email subscribers. And inside is everything coming up. So all that stuff I talked to you about, in addition to some free creative inspiration. So you'll get a project sheet with measurements for the supply or measurements for what we made today, as well as a full supply list. Now, if you're not on my email list, I would definitely welcome you to join. If you're watching Facebook right now, the video on Facebook, I'm going to pop it in the comments. I would love to have you join me. Now, I do want to just go ahead and share real quick. There we go. There, I just popped it in the comments. So I do want to share real quickly that, so last week, this is what we made on Facebook Friday. We made this cute little, very cute card. This was a fun video because we stamped on the fly. We're not doing that today. I can only do that once a month. So we made this cute little card last week. Now I will tell you, so today is September 29th, Friday, September 29th. So my newsletter that'll go out tomorrow on Saturday the 30th will have today's project, the project that we're making with autumn leaves, and you'll get the project sheet for the project we make today, and also included will be last week's project sheet as well. So just pay attention to those dates. If you are watching this video a little bit later, if you do subscribe to my email list, you will get a project sheet. It just might not be this one. So just keep that in mind, okay? Oh, I see kits are arriving. Yay, Elizabeth got her kit and her 6-month gift. I'm glad you love it. So that's great for my club members. So I do have my monthly card club, and that is called Cultivated Creativity. You can get more information about that in the description of the video. There's a link to click, and then Elizabeth mentioned for every 6 months you stay subscribed, you get a gift from me. So it's for every 6 months. So somebody asked me, well, I already got through 6 months, so I guess I'm going to leave now. I was like, don't go. You can stay. She wanted to leave and then come back. And I said, no, it's for every 6 months that you stay, silly. You can stay as long as you want. So yay. And Katie says her kit's coming tomorrow. So they just got mailed out. Those were with the pick of the patch. So I hope you guys enjoy those. And I'm so excited they're starting to arrive. That makes me so happy. All right. Last week, we made this adorable, very cute card. I made a second one with the bear going in the opposite direction. I fussy cut him out of the paper. Nicole said crazy fussy cutting. I fussy cut this guy. That one was from the punch, but I fussy cut him. But I made an extra card, so I had 2 to give away. It's this cute little fun fold. And again, if you want the project sheet with the measurements and the supply list for this card, make sure you're subscribed to my email list by Saturday, September 30th, and it'll go out tomorrow. So this is a fun little Stampin' on the Fly. There'll be a link to the video too. So Carol says the bear cards are adorable. These were really fun. This was a stressful on the fly Friday, but we made it work. So this cute little card was what we made on the video. And I have 1 card for someone who shared and 1 card for someone who left a comment last week. So let's see who our winners are for last week. I send out happy mail for 1 sharer and 1 commenter. Whether you do it on Facebook or YouTube, you'll be entered into the drawing. And you just have to make sure you do either of those things by the next time I go Facebook Live to qualify. All right, so our share card is going to Margaret Duncan. Congratulations, Margaret. I don't have your address, Margaret. So I will need you to either message me here on the Stampin' Ann Facebook page or send me an email at AnnMarieHeil@gmail.com. All you have to do is send me your mailing address. I'll pop this in the mail to you. So congratulations. And then for everyone who commented, I put your name into a drawing. And Sally Franciscovich is our winner there. Sally, I have your address. So Sally, I can get this card out to you. But Margaret, I need your address. So if you could just drop that in the mail to me. And congratulations, you two. We've got our fun little card. Now, this was a labor of love. This card, when it goes out in the mail, this was a lot of work to put together. This was a big concerted effort, and we had a lot of fun putting it together. So if you watch that video, I think you'll love this card a whole lot more. So Margaret and Sally, congratulations. I am so excited to send some happy mail. So Margaret, if you can just drop me your mailing list, or your mailing list, your mailing address by next week, by the time I go Facebook Live. That's how long I hold on to prizes. All right. I did mention club. I'm not going to spend too much time talking about that today because I'm going to post a little video early next week about that. But I do want to let club members know. You got your email to let you know what's coming up next month, but we are using Merry and Bright next month in club. You guys, if you're not part of my Cultivated Creativity Club, you're going to want to join. The projects are absolutely darling. Even if this set might not be on your radar, it's not just for Christmas, you guys. I'm just going to leave it at that. So it is fabulous for Christmas, but it's not just for Christmas. So I think you guys are going to absolutely love this kit. There is so much fun that is going to be packed into this kit. I cannot wait to send this one out. I say this every month with my card club. I always say, oh, I love this one the most. I love this one the most. I truly love this one the most. Right now, anyway, until next month. But that's what's going on for next month. Stay tuned for some sneak peek projects of that. It'll be on next week's Facebook Live, and I'm also going to try and post a video. Katie says, I adore this set. Katie, I do too. It was the first thing I got in the Stampin' Up! Mini catalog, and I couldn't wait. When we decided we were going to use it for club, I just couldn't wait. I had so much fun. So this is bright, cheery, and fun. And like I said, not just for Christmas. I'll put that in your, so if you don't think you need it, trust me, once you see the club projects, you're going to need it. Now, Cultivated Creativity, I will tell you, it is a monthly club. You get 5 projects and materials for 5 projects sent to you every month. All you need is stamps, ink, and adhesive. All the work is done for you. So if you're somebody who doesn't really like designing or has a hard time designing, all the work's done for you. You get to do the fun stuff. You get to create. And there's lots of goodies in there too. I send a bonus card to you. There's always something fun to eat in there. And there's $20 worth of Stampin' Up! Consumables. Click the link in the description of the video if you want more info about Cultivated Creativity. Make sure you register by October 20th. This month, I am limiting numbers. It's the first month it's happening, but I'm going to have to limit numbers this month. So I only have X amount of spaces this month. So if you're already subscribed, you are set. You are good to go. You are getting a kit. So you don't have to do anything. You are good to go. But once I start hitting my quantity, I'm going to have to turn off registration this month and go to a wait list. So if you are thinking about doing club, do it sooner than later. Okay? All right, let's talk about today. I have talked about autumn leaves before, and I know I've used it before, but I am smitten with it. And I just want to show you guys a really fun fall card today. So here's what we're going to make. We're going to make this cute card. I don't know what you guys think. I hope you love it. I absolutely am so smitten with this bundle. If you want fun cards for fall, this is the bundle for you. Oh, good. Elizabeth said she loved the yummy treat. It was delicious. I'm glad. I was so excited to find those. Don't spoil the surprise for everybody, Elizabeth, but weren't they cute? They were like right on theme, right? I love when that happens. You didn't even share it. No, don't share it. That treat's all for you. Oh, you guys were so sweet. Carol says Anne's Card Club is amazing. Katie says the club's fantastic. Cynthia loves the card we're doing today. So does Mary Alice. So let's go ahead and get busy, guys. Ready? All right. I feel like I had so much to tell you, and I wanted to stay on track. I did a lot of the die cutting in advance for this because I wanted to share a little tip for this right here. And yeah, so let's go ahead and make this card. And I'm going to talk to you. There are a couple things right now that are temporarily coming back in stock soon, and we're going to talk about that. So the Autumn Leaves bundle, right now you can get. I'm going to use the coordinating paper in this suite. Now the coordinating paper is temporarily unavailable to be coming back at the, I believe, middle of October. So there's not too long of a wait on that right now. If you were in club, you got it in your club kit. I spoiled the surprise there for some of you, but it's still a great thing because it's not available right now. But I love this paper, but you could actually sub with some different paper. Now, I love this paper. If you don't have the All About Autumn paper yet, I highly recommend getting this when it comes back in stock. One side of this paper has this beautiful copper foiling, and the other side, here's that, and the other side has these beautiful realistic photographic images. Now, I love these realistic photographic images. Cynthia said she tried to order it. The good news is, Cynthia, you're going to have some of it coming in your club kit. So you're going to be using it on your club projects, and you'll have some left over too to still create with. So it'll hold you over until you can order, hopefully. Okay. So you will, that's exciting. I think hopefully you'll be really excited about getting that. So we're going to use the realistic photographic image. Now, I loved these leaves. There's something about these fall leaf patterns. I've focused before on some previous videos about some of the copper images, but the realistic photographic images are kind of cool too. Like we've got some books here. Got this beautiful leaf pattern. Just go through them. This looks like a leather chair. I'm so smitten with these leaves. That's why I had to create with it today. Here's some books on a bookshelf. Some pumpkins, beautiful fabric, like a navy fabric. This foliage pattern. I made another card today with this foliage pattern. Do you guys want to see it? Look at that. So pretty with the fun little, I cannot stop using this Pick of the Patch set, you guys. So I'm obsessed with it. We've got some wood grain. We've got this beautiful autumn walk, this little pathway here. In this little, like, this looks like a little blanket to me. So this, I just love the photographic side of the paper, and that's what I wanted to focus on with today's card. So we're going to use this leaf print, and I went with a color palette of copper clay, moody mauve, early espresso, and some pecan pie. Now in these leaves, there's a little hint of moody mauve in there. It's almost like a pinkish purple. So I wanted to kind of bring in some moody mauve today. So that was kind of my inspiration for this card. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Now again, if you want the measurements for this, you're going to want to be subscribed to my mailing list because I tend to have a habit. I give some, but not all. I try to give all on the video, but sometimes I just get ahead of myself. But if you miss any of them and you're on my mailing list, you'll get all of it in one sheet. So we're going to start out with a copper clay card base that is 4 1/4 by 11. Again, if you would like your card to open like a book, you just have to adjust your measurements a little bit. This is going to be a top folding card. Okay, and now we're going to do a layer of early espresso in our beautiful photographic paper. So the early espresso is 3 and I can't remember if it's 3 1/2 or 3 3/4. 3 3/4 by 5. And then we're going to do the photographic paper is going to be 3 5/8 by 4 7/8. So we're going to do a little bit thicker copper clay layer around the outside, and then we're just going to do a 1/8 inch layer around here. So let's just go ahead and this moody mauve copper is really pretty too. I always hate when I have to cover up foiled paper. It makes me really sad, but I do like focusing on these photographic images in this paper. And what I would say is once this paper becomes available again, y'all, get it. It's so pretty for fall cards. You will not regret it. So if you don't already have it, I would definitely pick this up when it comes back. Now it's due to come back, I think, like the second to third week in October. It may come back early. There are a lot of things that are coming back just a smidge early lately, which is a good sign. So hopefully it will be back sooner than later. Okay. And I will try and post here on the page when it's back in stock too. So as long as you're following the Stampin' Ann Facebook page and getting notifications, I can post when it comes back. One item that came back in stock that a lot of people have been waiting for is the Truck Punch. It's an online exclusive. It's called Trucking Along. Let me see if I can find it. Figure since you're a captive audience, this is an online exclusive. It's not in any catalog right now, but is the Trucking Along stamp set and the coordinating Truck Punch. The Truck Punch has been out of stock for a while. It's finally back in stock. So if this is on your wish list, get it now because it is finally back in stock. Thought I'd share that in case anybody was looking for it. Okay, so we have our front layer done. And next up, we're going to use these deckled circles again. I'm obsessed with these. We used them last week for our cute little fun fold. We layered them up, and there's a ton of them. I talked about this last week. If you're not familiar with them, let's look at them again. There's like 1,000 of them. Maybe not 1,000, but I think there's like, I don't know. I don't even know how many there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There's 14 of these babies in there, and they're huge. Like that one's like the size of my face. That would be great for scrapbooking or things like that. This is actually the 7th largest. Let's check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think it's 7th, but now I feel like I have to double check because I've been talking about so many other things. Yeah, it's the 7th largest one. So, and we're just going to use that as a simple backdrop in Very Vanilla. And we're just going to focus on building our little scene. Okay, so we're going to make this really pretty card. Now you can do your scene building a couple different ways. We can actually attach this to the card and build as we go, or we can build it on the circle and then attach the circle to the card at the end. I think I'm going to build this on the card, because I don't want too many things to overhang. So I'm just going to pop this on with Stampin' Dimensionals. You could very easily shade around the edges if you wanted to add a little more depth. Nicole, that's a good point. She says she missed the deckled circles for the longest time because they're hidden. They're almost hidden in the catalogs. And they are a total staple. They are towards the back of the mini catalog. And if you're not really looking for them, they're kind of hidden. So that is a really good point. But these are in the Stampin' Up! Mini catalog. They're called Deckled Circles. And I just think these are a must-have. This is another one of the first things that I bought when the holiday catalog went live, or mini catalog went live. I always call it the holiday catalog. But that's a really good point. This is one you'll miss if you're not looking for it. It is, I'm going to show you, because now I can show you the inside of the catalog. So I'm going to show you where they are. They are located right here. As I drop everything. They are on page 63 of the mini catalog, on the page with this cute little set here, which is also on my wish list. I just think this is so cute. But there they are, Deckled Circles. And honestly, if you're not looking for them, you just pass right by that, wouldn't you? But these are a must-have. Okay, so as I mentioned, we could do some shading around the edges of this if we wanted to. I'm going to leave this one clean. I do like on fall cards, I do like a little bit of shading, but there's not really a whole lot of this that's going to pop out. So I'm going to leave it pretty clean right now. Now I did go ahead, as I mentioned, I went ahead and did my die cutting ahead of time to save some time. Thank goodness, because I was late today. But also, my arm is still giving me a hard time, guys. I'm having a big tennis elbow thing. And so I wanted to get it done ahead of time so I wasn't struggling through the video. So here is what I cut ahead of time. Okay. Now I actually kind of chopped these a little bit too. So in the die set for this, let me show you what I used. So I actually used this big full-sized leaf, and I actually cut 2 of them. I cut one in Copper Clay and one in Moody Mauve. This one's chopped a little bit because I'm going to kind of fit it behind some things, which is fine. Nobody's going to know it's cut. I went ahead and embossed these with the embossing folder that's in this suite, which is called distress tile. I just think it gives them a nice little pop of texture. And again, if you really wanted to take this up a notch, you could use your sponge dauber and sponge some ink on them to make them more pronounced. But we're going to use that really fun foil paper on the top of them. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave them clean. So I did 2 of the large, and I embossed them. And then I did this leaf here, which I guess, I don't know if it's a medium leaf, but it's this little detailed leaf. I love that it does the veining and everything. I did 3 of those in early espresso. And then these leaves, these little tiny ones that have the little vein, I did 2 of those in pecan pie. And then another reason I absolutely love this bundle that I've talked about before is that it has sentiment labels in it. And I always love when a set has images and sentiment labels and then these fun little detailed pieces. I use this on the inside finally. I've been wanting to use that because it's a really complete set. It's like everything you need to create the card. So I always love when a set has sentiment labels. It instantly makes it a must-have for me. So I did this fun little rectangle, or I guess a little long, a chubby square, let's call it that. I guess that's a rectangle, so we'll call this a chubby square. And it has this beautiful little detailing around the edges. All right, so that's what I used to put the card together. And we're going to do one other detail piece for our leaves, and that is this right here. So this is the distressed oxide, yes, foil paper that is in this suite. There are 2 colors. This is back in stock. Finally, this was out of stock for a while. This is back. If you want it, now's the time to get it. But you get 2 sheets of each color. There's this copper color, and I think the other one's Pretty Peacock. Let's look. Yeah, it's like a Pretty Peacock color. So there's Pretty Peacock and copper. So you get these 2 colors. You get 2 sheets of each color for 4 sheets total. And like I mentioned, that is back in stock. So get it now. And what we're going to do is, I always forget to show this on videos, and I always forget to show our adhesive sheets. So adhesive sheets are nice when you're looking to add some great detail to your projects, but you know, in this case, we're using the veins of the leaves on this, and they're super detailed, and they are just going to be really hard to adhere with liquid glue. So for that reason, I like using our adhesive sheets. You peel off that first little backing, and then this is all sticky. And what it's going to do is it's going to turn our distressed oxide paper into a sticker, essentially. So anything we cut from this will be a sticker. So we'll just, I already pre-cut it to mostly fit on the back. And I didn't do that very evenly, but that's okay. So what we're going to do now is I'm just going to trim off any excess. And I like to trim this off ahead of time because this is all sticky. So once it goes through your Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, it'll leave sticky on your plate. So just trim all that off. Doesn't have to be perfect. There we go. So we have that adhered to the back. So that's another thing. If you don't have that adhesive sheet, it is a really great thing to have in your craft room arsenal, because I can get a little messy with the liquid glue, as we all know, and I'm sure you can too. So that's just a nice little tool, because what we're going to do is we're going to cut the detailed veining for the leaf. Hi, Polly. Nice to see you. So we're going to cut 2 of these out of this distress oxide paper, and I don't need the whole stem. I just need the detailed part here, because there's not going to be a stem because we're tucking it around our deckled circle, okay? So I'm going to not even waste the paper, and I'm just going to cut out the detailed part. We're going to do 2 of them. Okay, so here's one. Just gently peel that out. And if there's a substantial amount left over like this, I think you could cut something out of that. So I would probably save that because it's already got sticker paper on the back of it. Just put it back in your paper pack, and you can use it for another project. I don't like to waste things, especially like in this one. There's going to be enough room to maybe cut some leaves. So I'm going to smoosh this together as close as I can, and then I can have a little bit more with the sticker paper on it. So, all I just toss that back in with my paper and I can use it for another project, I'm sure. Let's move that out of the way. Cut that out. So we've got those, and then as I mentioned, we got plenty here left over. We'll just save that for a rainy day. We'll do something else fun with that, I'm sure. Okay, so here's what's cool now is that we can just peel off that backing, and now this is a sticker, and it just fits beautifully over our leaf, and we don't have to open up the green glue, which I know for some people who are watching, they would probably love that. So there we go. Easy peasy, and it just jazzes up that leaf just enough, huh? And if you didn't have this oxide paper, you could always use any foil paper you have. I just like the color variation in this oxide paper. It's really pretty. So we're just gonna, and the reason I went with the copper on this was just to kind of mute the muted mauve, or moody mauve, not muted mauve, moody mauve just a little bit, because as I mentioned, there's like a hint of it in the leaves, but I didn't want it to be too dominant on the project. Okay, so we have one little piece of stamping to do on the front. I love this sentiment. It says, "Autumn teaches us that change can be beautiful." It's a great little autumn card for a friend. And we'll just, and it fits perfectly on that little label. Isn't it perfect? Hi, Allie. Nice to see you. I know, I can't stop using this set. Pick of the Patch and this set, the pumpkins and the leaves. I am in a total fall mood right now, and I guess maybe Allie's in Texas too. So maybe it's just that we're so starved for fall already that we want fall so badly that we just can't help but use it. Okay, so couple things. I was going to, on my original card, I used the ribbon that goes with this suite, and this it's a 2-pack of ribbon. It's a natural ribbon and then the copper ribbon. This came back, and it's out of stock again, but it's coming back again. So I could show a variation. So I'm going to ask you guys what you want to see. So do you want to see the shiny copper ribbon, or do you want me to do the copper clay ribbon? I think the copper clay ribbon will work. I might just have to position it a little bit differently, but I can do one or the other. Katie says it's 59 in Oregon today, so we're all going to Oregon. Katie, I hope you have room. At least I'm going to come to see you, because that is like my happy weather. So I know there's a little delay on Facebook. What I'm going to do is we can do one or the other. I'm a little worried. I don't think I can zigzag this. It might just be one zig, a zig with no zag, because I think if we zigzag, it's just going to get too bulky. So it would be a zig, no zag, or we could do the copper and we can do the zig and the zag. So I see a couple for copper, couple for shiny, I'll open it up on the zigzag so it's not too, I guess we could even fray the edges too if we wanted to, right? You know what, let's play with this copper clay. Let's play with it. Let's see. I don't know. I'm kind of inspired to play with this now because I want to see a variation. We did the original with the shiny, so we'll see both. So let's play with the copper clay. We're going to do, here's a funny thing, and you guys are probably going to do this now. I always call this the hairy end of the ribbon when I fray it. And I always have to remember, like when I'm on a video, don't call it that because it sounds kind of gross. but it's the hairy end. I hope you guys are laughing and that's not gross. Let's do that. I think that's what we'll do. We'll make two frayed ends. I won't call them hairy ends. I'll call them frayed ends. Okay. Now, sometimes when you're fraying the ends of your ribbon, you just have to be gentle with one end over the other. One end is always going to fray a little bit easier than the other. And just be gentle with the side that gives you a little resistance. It usually will fray. You just have to be kind to it. Like this one, I had to pull a little bit harder to get it to fray, but it will give. So, except I kind of bunched it in the middle. There we go. Let's loosen it up a little bit. Okay, I hope I didn't get you all going, look, let me use the hairy ribbon. Katie says hairy it is. I know, it's a bad, I started calling it that, and now I can't like break the habit, and I know it kind of sounds gross. Nobody wants a hairy ribbon, right? Now it won't stop fraying. Okay, hold on. Let's just be gentle with our ribbon. I'm being aggressive with it. Okay, be gentle. That, like I said, that one side is always going to fray a whole lot easier than the other, but the other side will fray. So you just have to kind of be patient with it and see, we got it to fray. But this side, look, it's like effortless, and it's just, it comes apart really nicely. This is kind of cute. I'm kind of liking this. There's a little texture, a little bit of lightness to it. I think this will work. We'll look at both side by side at the end. I am going to put a little piece of tape on the back of this because it's a little bit more bulky. So I'm just going to put a piece of just regular Scotch tape on there to hold it in place, just because since I was so aggressive with that one side of ribbon, I think I got my sticky adhesive isn't as sticky anymore. Okay, so there we go. What do you guys think? That's kind of cute, right? For something a little bit different. A little hairy ribbon on our fall card. There we go. I like it. Let's go with it. Okay, now we're going to build our little scene up. So I'm going to need some Stampin' Dimensionals. So here's a stack. So I'm going to start by putting a Stampin' Dimensional. I'm going to try to kind of do my sentiment here. Oh, I actually kind of like this ribbon on the card. It adds a really fun texture. It's a little bit different. Okay, so I'm just going to add some single dimensionals, okay? And then we're just going to I'm going to start with the big ribbons. If you visited me before, no, there are going to be more. Allie says only one. Oh, there's going to be more, Allie. What I've learned with scene building, when I do these little scenes on my cards, is I kind of like to start with one, so then when I start tucking these little nuggets in all over the place, I still have room to kind of get everything where I want it. And this way, if I don't put too many dimensionals on at once, I still have room to kind of wiggle everything around. And then I go back and add dimensionals at the end. So there will be more, I promise that. So we're going to go ahead. And I already kind of trimmed. Now you can see why I trimmed off that excess, because I just kind of want it to, I eliminated a little bit of the bulk here. We're going to kind of go like that. I'm going to start with the big ones. I actually am kind of really liking that textured ribbon. I hope you're liking it. Okay, so we've got those in there. And now, once we get our little leaves tucked in, we can go in and add more dimensionals to those to make them a little more secure. So, hey Karen, nice to see you today. Happy Friday. All right. So I'm going to put one on each of these. And again, I just kind of like this little tiny, tiny pop of Moody Mauve, which is like, I feel like this is my spirit animal color, Moody Mauve. Such a weird name for a color, but my husband would definitely agree that that is my spirit name for color. Yes, Moody Mauve suits you well. And we're just going to go in and just start tucking our little leaves in. And if you wanted to, you could zhuzh these up with a little stink of Wella, or wink of Stella, as we like to call it. That makes it kind of fun, right? And then just kind of, I feel like there's too much of a gap right here. Hold on. This Moody Mauve is, I'm going to tighten this up here just a little bit. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. Ah, there's hairy ribbon flying all over the desk. Okay, so we'll have to move this flower. And that's my tip for scene building today, is just kind of don't go in heavy with the dimensionals when you're kind of plooping everything together, because then you have more room to move things if you want to move it. Okay, and we'll go this little guy. There we go. And look at that. It's just like a couple little leaves. Like I said, you could put some Wink of Stella on there if you wanted to zhuzh them up a little bit. And I just want this gap like a little bit closer here, because I have to put it like an embellishment in there. And by putting only one dimensional on the leaf, now it gives me the opportunity, like I can wiggle these a little bit more to where I want them and just kind of get them positioned just right. And here we go. Now I can go in and get it stuck down nice and securely. I suppose you could always just leave one Stampin' Dimensional if you want to, right? Okay. I am actually kind of loving this frayed ribbon on here. I might even like it just a little bit more than that shiny ribbon right now, because I'm kind of digging on that texture. What do you guys think? I am going to add one more dimensional to our sentiment label though, because that one I feel is a little bit wobbly. And right up here, I'm going to pop just a little liquid glue just to hold it in place. Perfect. There we go. So pretty. All right. And then we've got, now on the original card, I use these, which are also now on back order right now. They're coming back soon. These are the Adhesive Back Speckle Dots, but don't let that stop you. If you don't have these, I went ahead and pulled an alternative. So here's the thing. I always I have customers who will get really hung up on back orders, and they're like, oh, it's not available and I really want it. There's always something we can substitute with. And if you ever need help with that, send me an email. I'll help you find it. But I am going to use the In Color dots, because they're also Moody Mauve, and guess what? They are going to do the trick. So we're going to use, and look, I only have 3 left, so that's what we're going to use. Let me use my Take Your Pick tool, because as we determined last week, I think we're going to do, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this one. Okay, so the little one and the big one down here. And it pops a little more Moody Mauve. It's a little bit deeper, but I kind of like it. We could even do the copper clay. If you didn't want to do the Moody Mauve, you could do copper clay on this. So you have an alternative. So if those speckled dots are out of stock and you're bummed out about it, don't worry, you can get these. These are the In Color dots, and these will work just as nicely. What do you think? What I like about these is they have a low profile, and I like them for mailing. That's why you can tell I use them a lot. So those are the Moody Mauve dots as an alternative. And then let's do the inside. Now I told you on the dies, there are these like decorative little pieces here. There's like a little zigzag one, and then this long one. And I use this long one, and hopefully you can see it. And I just put like 2 little lines on the top and the bottom, and then I'm going to put some paper in there, so it just accents enough. It doesn't cut, it cuts through the paper, just the little tiny dots, but it's not like a die cut. It just kind of adds a nice little kind of texture. And I don't know, I was going to stamp a lot on the inside, and I said, no, you haven't used these dies yet, so let's use them. So we're just going to stamp a simple sentiment on the inside. Nicole said, so glad the card isn't bald. Nope, it's a hairy card now. We're good. So let's stamp. So the front says, autumn teaches us change can be beautiful. And let's do, I'm thankful to have you as a friend. Does that sound good? Or we've got, I'm thankful to have you. Okay, I'm going to give you guys a choice because I always feel bad when I don't give you a choice. So we can do, I'm thankful to have you as a friend, or I'm thankful for all you do. What do you want to do in the card? I'm giving it away. So I figure since some of you, you have a chance of winning, you should have a say in what you're getting in there. I'm going to stamp I'm thankful though. And I'm just going to do it in early espresso. And then we'll wait. We'll wait for the other sentiment choice. I love the font in this set. It's like, it makes me happy. Okay, friend, friend. Okay, we got one more vote for friend, and we're going to seal the deal here. Friend, all right. Carol's number 5. I always take votes till 5, just so we're not here all day. Except I put this on crooked. Hold on. Let me just. It was crooked on the block. That wasn't going to be good. I'm thankful to have. I'm going to offset this just a smidge. I'm going to do it a little more. I'm thankful to have you as a friend. So pretty, right? Who wouldn't love this card? And if you wanted to bring a little bit of that moody mauve to the inside of the card, you could always put a layer of moody mauve around the interior layer as well. But I think it's going to be just fine the way it is. And see how that little, I'm going to see, hopefully it'll stand out a little more with something dark behind it. That little pop of detail, it just adds enough. Like you just don't need to add any more. That's why I love these dies so much. And what's so funny about this is when I first saw the mini catalog, I said, oh, I don't need those. And I can honestly tell you that out of all of the sets in the mini catalog, I have probably used these the most. And I know it's because it's fall or it's getting to be the fall season. So, I mean, that's obvious. But I grab them all the time because they are easy to use. They're very versatile. And I just love the sentiment labels. So there you go. Isn't that, it's just like a nice little detail, but it just adds like a perfect little pop. So there we go. Let's look at the original card so we can see the differences. So the original card, again, used that shiny ribbon, and here we use the copper clay texture, and we frayed the edges. I don't know, this kind of gives me like warm, cozy vibes, like a little sweater. I'm kind of liking that. And then on this one, we use the speckled dots, and on this one, we use the in-color dots. So what do you guys think? This one, I did not do the inside on, but this was the inside of this one. So what do you think? It's a beautiful fall card. I just love that detailing from that oxidized paper. It is so, so pretty. So I hope you guys love this one today. I was really inspired to do a fall card today. So I hope y'all love it. And if you don't have the Autumn Leaves bundle yet, it's a great time to get it. So I hope you guys have a great day today. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm sorry I was a little bit late with my little technical hiccup, but we got through it. And I hope you had some fun crafting today. Thank you so much for being here. And I will see you again next week. Be sure to watch here on the Stampin' Ann Facebook page. I'm going to do a video early next week with a little club sneak peek. And who knows, we might do another live next week. I'm thinking about it. We might do it. So stay posted here on the Stampin' Ann page. It might be fun to just do something else. So, so I hope you guys have a great weekend. Take good care. Happy stamping out there. And I'll see y'all soon. Bye, everyone.